And welcome back to Mr. Gregoris Math. Today we're shooting a series of videos of finding different equations of lines in the analytic geometry unit of our grade 10 academic math course. So here we've got a question and it says find the equation of the median line from A. And so a median line of a triangle goes from a vertice to an opposing midpoint. So we'd have to assume there's a midpoint here, a midpoint of B and C, and that would be the line that breaks this line segment BC into two equivalent parts. Well, the line that we're looking for the equation of is the line that joins these two things right here. So remember, when we're finding the equation of a line, what we need to do is we need to find a slope and a y-intercept. So the first things first, to find a slope, I need 2 points. So a slope needs 2 points. And to find those 2 points, I already have one. Those are the coordinates from 3, 7, but I need the coordinates of the midpoint. So I can go ahead and use my midpoint formula. Remember, that's adding up your x coordinates, x1 plus x2, and dividing by 2, and adding up your y coordinates, y1 plus y2, and dividing that by 2. Now, I wrote out the formula, but essentially we can just take our x coordinates, 4 and 8, add them up. So 4 plus 8, and that'll be 12, divided by 2, and that gets us 6. So that is the x coordinate of the midpoint. Now let's do the y coordinate. 1 plus 5, 1 plus 5 would be 6, divided by 2 would be 3. So that means my midpoint of BC right here is the coordinates 6, 3. So to find my slope, I needed 2 points. I've now got 2 points, the point from A and the point from the midpoint. So I'll go ahead and find the slope using my slope formula. So the slope of my median line is equal to, my slope formula is just y2 minus y1, or the change in y's, over x2 minus x1. Now it doesn't matter which point I use as point 1 and point 2. So since I already have this one written here, I'm going to write this one as point 1. So it'll be 3 is my y2, and 6 is my x2. Then I'll have subtraction signs, because that's a subtraction sign between. And this will be my point for y1 and for y2, x2. So y1 will be 7. I may have misspoken. This should be x1. x1 will be 3. And we'll just go ahead and subtract. 3 minus 7 is negative 4, and 6 minus 3 is 3. So this is the slope of this line, and we can kind of guess that it probably would have been a negative slope anyways because it's going down. So we've got our slope, check. Now we need to find our y-intercept. To do that, we either start with y equals mx plus b, and substitute the things we know, meaning we know our slope, and we know either x and y from this point, or x and y from this point, or we use that formula y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1, and simply rearrange. These are two ways of doing the same thing. In the first video, I'm going to use this, and then in our later videos, I might transition to using this point slope formula. So, y equals mx plus b. Well, I can replace my slope with negative 4 over 3 because that's the slope that I found. And then I'm going to replace my x with 6 and my y with 3. And this will let me leave b left over to solve for. So I'll just go ahead and multiply. So negative 4 times 6 is negative 24 divided by 3 is negative 8. So I have negative 8 plus b is equal to 3. Adding 8 to both sides gives me 11 is equal to b. And now I've found my y-intercept. So in total, the equation of the median line is y equals negative 4 over 3x plus 11. Now, we'll see in later videos you can use this method as well, but just remember our points, right? We found the midpoint, then we use the midpoint to find the slope, then we use the slope and a point to find the y-intercept, and lastly, we stated our answer. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Do check out the comments for our link to our merch store where you can pick up all sorts of new erasers and HB number 2 pencils. We'll see you next time.